The same venom against all other religions. Where I am standing was a magnificent 19th century Roman Catholic cathedral, and this is what is left.
It seems that Pol Pot imagined himself as an heir to the empire of Angkor Wat, whose kings ruled from these temples in the 10th century. In Khmer Rouge ideology, communism was seldom mentioned. Instead, there was the Angkor, or organization, which demanded slavery in an agrarian society without towns or machines. The Chinese backed Pol Pot and his delusions of being another Mao Zedong. They saw Cambodia as a rice bowl and a future colony, as it already appears on some Chinese maps. In this rare Khmer Rouge film, we see people as slaves. Even the word sleep was banned. From year zero, only rest could be used. People lived in barracks without walls. Families were split up. Husbands and wives could meet only once a month. A young boy smiled at me while we worked, a girl told me, and he was killed.
During the rainy season and during the dry season, all days and all night we had to go up about 3 o'clock or
3 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, 3 o'clock in the morning and work it until 11 o'clock.
11 at night?
Yeah.
And what kind of food did they give you?
Food, only boiled rices and sometimes with salt.
What happened to your family during the 4 years?
My sister with her husband and 6 children were killed. My brother, my older brother, one younger brother, and 2 brother-in-laws were killed.
And this is where some of them died. A high school that became an Asian Auschwitz. Like the Nazis, the Khmer Rouge photographed their victims when they were brought to the camp and as they were being tortured and hanged, drowned, disemboweled, and electrocuted. In this camp alone, 12,000 people died like that.
Article 1975 to 76. He killed every day 10 to 50 men. Every day. 77 to 78. He killed 100 to 150 men a day.
Mr. Peck, what did they do to you here?
Yeah, he stick to my head.
They hit you on the
head. To my head. They 50 bar of the stick, the wood.
They hit your head 50 times?
50 times.
50
times.
With a piece of wood?
But one piece of wood,
yes.
Big like that.
What other things did they do to you?
I ate my hand. My hand, he'll fix my hand by the vice, on the vice.
They put this hand in the vice? That's why it's bent.
And then he take a finger to pull out my fingernail.
They pulled your fingernail out with the pliers?
Yes.
Yeah.
And after, he put the alcohol on there.
To make it more very painful.
Very painful. I forget everything. I don't know my name also. I don't know my name. How's my name? How's my wife?
Yeah.
We don't know anything yet.
People were mutilated on iron beds and their blood and tufts of hair are still on the floor. Former civil servants, soldiers, teachers, students, actors, technicians. This was a victim photographed as he was found when the Vietnamese discovered the camp. A Gestapo called S-21 tortured and killed all those designated as sub-people, virtually anybody who'd lived in a town, who had modern skills, who knew foreigners. For example, only one lawyer has been found alive.
Did they also kill women and children here?
Oh, many children. The first time he killed the children, after the wife, and after he.
First they killed the
So
children,
kill me first,
then the wife,
the wife,
then the man.
then the man.
These are captured Khmer Rouge troops. All of them have taken part in mass murder.
Why did they kill these people?
តើហេតុអីបានជាសម្លាប់ប្រជាជនទាំងអស់ហ្នឹង
បានជាពួកពលពតអៀងសេរីបញ្ជាឲ្យសម្លាប់ប្រជាជនទាំងអស់នេះព្រោះគោលបំណងរបស់វាដើម្បីបំបត្តិពូជសាសន៍កម្ពុជា
He said that the Pol Pot Ieng commanded to kill all these people.
Would you ask them how many people they killed?
តើបងម្នាក់ៗបានសម្លាប់ប្រជាជនអស់ប្រមាណដែរ
ខ្ញុំនៅក្នុងក្រុមក្នុងក្រសួងហ្នឹងគឺសម្លាប់អស់250នាក់
For this group 250.
He killed 250.
Yeah.
And the other man?
បងមួយទៀតតើ
នៅក្នុងក្រុមខ្ញុំសម្លាប់អស់2500នាក់
In his group is 2500.
How many were there in a group?
មកក្នុងមួយក្រុមមានប្រមាណអ្នកក្រុមបង
នៅក្នុងក្រុមខ្ញុំហ្នឹងដែលគេបញ្ជាទៅឲ្យសម្លាប់ហ្នឹងគ្នា8នាក់
8 person in a group.
So 8 persons killed 250, 8 persons killed 2,500.
នៅ50នាក់ដែលគេឲ្យបញ្ជាសម្លាប់មនុស្ស
50 person for
50 killed 2,000. Would you ask this man here that he must have thought when he was killing all these people that he was killing fellow human beings, fellow countrymen?
ចាដែលអូនឯងពេលដែលសម្លាប់នឹងហេតុអីក៏អូនឯងមិនគិតថាជាការសម្លាប់មនុស្ស
ខ្ញុំនៅក្នុងនោះគឺបើខ្ញុំគិតទៅក៏វាសម្លាប់ខ្ញុំដែរពោះពលពតវាបញ្ជាឲ្យសម្លាប់ទាហានចំនួន2500នាក់ទាហានលន់នល់បើខ្ញុំមិនសម្លាប់តាមក្រឹតរបស់វាគឺវាសម្លាប់ខ្ញុំដែរនៅពេលនោះ
He said that if he does not kill these people, the higher command will kill him.
Amongst these thousands of people, were there just simply peasants, women and children, young children?
ក្នុងចំណោមប្រជាជនដែលសម្លាប់នឹងតើជាប្រជាជនជាថាជានារីជាកូនធម្មតាឬក៏ជាអ្នកណាដែរដែលអ្នកសម្លាប់នឹង
ក្នុងចំណោមប្រជាជនដែលសម្លាប់នេះគឺវាអីមនុស្សចាស់55ចុះមក
most of the people they killed it were from all strata.
The middle class.
Yes, the middle class, the women and children ranges from 1 year up to 50.
Has he children of his own?
Yes.
He has children. His own
មានកូន
children?
ណាបាយមានកូនណា
ខ្ញុំមានកូនមួយបង
He has one child.
He has one child.
Yeah.
Is his child alive?
កូននឹងនៅរស់ហ៎
កូននៅរស់
His child is alive.
My wife, my son, my daughter, anything will be gone.
They were
He
killed?
They kill all. We have only my child, only one.
How many children were killed?
5.
5 children?
5 children. Yeah.
How were they killed?
He don't give to any to eat.
I see, they starved.
2 months anything with anything. No rice, no soup, no anything.
You are one of 8
Yeah,
who survived.
yeah,
You were here on the day of the liberation.
yeah.
What did you feel on that day? What were your thoughts on that day of liberation?
Oh, the time of the liberation, all very, for me, personal.
Yeah.
I'm very glad because, after my life, today and today, we don't know that tonight he kill me or tomorrow he kill me.
Out of 12,000 who died in this extermination camp, these 8 people were found alive. One man is a sculptor, another a painter. They survived because they were put to work making busts and painting godlike pictures of Pol Pot. I shall never forget the 17th of April, 1975, said Mr. Prak Sarin, a teacher. I was in my classroom when the Khmer Rouge burst in and told us all to march into the countryside. The children were crying. I asked if they could first go home to join their families. They said no. Most of the little ones died of exhaustion or hunger. I never saw my own family again. Before year zero, there were 990,000 primary school children in Cambodia. Of these, 670,000 are missing.
There are 558 people in this, the main hospital of Phnom Penh, and most of them are children and babies. They are dying because they have virtually nothing of value to eat. No fresh water, no vitamins, no milk. And there are no medicines to speak of, no antibiotics, and not even enough bandages. One little boy's screams can be heard out in the street, rising and falling in agony. He is starving. This morning I was approached by a man from the International Red Cross. He said he was desperate. He asked me if I had a contact in a government, any government, that could supply one Hercules C-130 relief plane. Just one of these big cargo planes carrying transport and drugs and food, he said, would save thousands of lives. But why, I asked, could not the International Red Cross supply one such plane itself? Because, he said, my directors in Geneva are still considering the overall framework of a plan of relief for Cambodia. Look, he said, this is Southeast Asia. There are politics involved, you know. What he meant to say was that the United Nations, Britain included, still recognizes the defeated, murderous regime of the Khmer Rouge. And it's difficult to get official help for a people whose new government still does not diplomatically exist. In other words, 3 million people are beginning to starve to death in Cambodia, and the International Red Cross and the relief agencies and governments are doing virtually nothing because the new leaders of this country have yet to be recognized, to be approved of. Of course, if you're in Geneva or New York or London, you can't hear the screams of the little boy I mentioned.
This is Kun Sok, aged 10. His parents are dead. He was found starving on a rubbish tip